Hi everyone, and welcome to the tour of Zenler Workshop. It's really good to see you all here. So I'm really excited to be able to share this workshop with you today. I'm just going to jump in on Facebook just to see how many of you are in with me. But the tour of Zenler Workshop, this is the day one, right? It's day one of an 11 session workshop. And I'm really excited by this because I think when you understand as we progress through the 11 days, just what we're going to uncover and go through as a group, it's really going to excite you. Now, this workshop isn't just for new people. I hear you all cry, but Kev, we know about the dashboard. We know about hold your horses for a minute. We're going to be covering a lot of the stuff that you probably don't know has been released, that's come in over time. So if you're an established member, you'll pick up those little snippets of information. We saw recently people going on to onboarding sessions in with Ariel because they've been members for 2 or 3 years. Oh, I just want a refresher on where do I find this? Where's that? Does that exist now? Those types of questions were coming in. So this is a really great opportunity for you to jump in with us. Come on live. We're going to do our usual thing that we do on every single workshop, which is we're going to open up for a live Q&A at the end. I've got David on here with me. He's in the background. So David, say hello.
Hi guys.
So David's here, so it's not just me. We're going to open up for a Q&A and we're going to keep it quite focused. So each session, we're going to say the Q&A's really got to be about what's on that session. You can ask about what's coming up on a session in the future, but let's not stay off topic too much, because if it's just about the whole platform, we could be here forever and a day, right? And we want to keep it really focused on each session. So get your pens ready, get in your right mindset to be looking around what we're going to show you. And I'm going to explain today, we're going to go through, firstly, I'll go through what we're going to cover for the 11 days. So I'll share my screen in a minute and just go through that. And then we're going to get into this. Now, today's session, I would say, is probably going to be about an hour, maybe a little bit less. Depends on how chatty you all are today. And the chattier, the better, because that gives us some great ideas for other things that we can help produce for you. We've been doing quite a few videos and comments in the group where people are asking, someone was asking how can they get the right image to show up on their homepage on social media. It's something that we've covered so many times, but clearly we need to just refresh some of these things to show you exactly where you can find it. And I know Davey's doing an amazing job on the tutorial site at the moment. That's all looking nice and sparkly. So that will simplify the process of you finding stuff. But that's not what this workshop's about. This workshop is about going through the elements of Zenler as a platform. It's not just me. I'm doing today. Then on Thursday, David's coming in and he's going to go through the page builder. And I've got other team members coming in talking about specific areas of the platform and walking you through what it's there for, why does it exist, how does it operate, why is it important, right? And this is going to be the theme running through this. Why is it important for you to know about this part? We're going to cover all elements. So whether you're on a free plan right now or whether you're on a paid plan, we're going to cover all of it. So if there's something you don't have access to, then this might be your opportunity to say, you know what, I really like that part of Zenler. I've not been able to explore it before. You've now seen what it's like, and you may decide to take us up on a special offer that we've got running at the moment to take that upgrade. So just think about that as we go through the workshop. This isn't a pitch for Zenler because we don't need to. This is an educational piece that's going to show you for 11 days, 11 sessions, exactly what you get within this amazing platform. So I'm going to hop onto screen share now, and I'm going to show you what we're going to cover in 11 days, who's going to be doing it, and then we'll get straight into the workshop itself. So let me just share my screen. Yay, I have access. Awesome. There's all you wonderful people in Facebook. Look, there I am. Hey. Okay. Let's get on here. So, Tour of Zenler Workshop, 11 sessions, 25th of February to 19th of March. So they're generally Tuesday, Thursday. We've got this Friday, but then it will turn into a Saturday. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Look out for them. They're all going to go into the events area. If you sign up on this funnel, which is this page here. We're going to put the link in for you underneath this video. We'll put it in every workshop out of the 11 that we do. We'll put the link to this here. The reason we're doing that, before you all shout and say, well, hang on a minute, I can watch this in Facebook. Why do I need to sign up to your funnel? Are you going to spam me? Firstly, we don't spam anybody. All we share is information that's useful for you. Here's a workshop. Here's a day with Zenler. Did I say that out loud? Here's this. Here's the live educational support there. Things that we provide for free that will benefit you. That's what we tend to email out. If there's special offers, we'll do it. If there's stuff you need to know, we tend to do that as well. But it's never come and buy this stuff because we don't need to. So that's the first point. The second point is, yes, you can watch the replays in Facebook. Of course you can. But we'll be adding in some bonuses by you signing up here. Okay. So they're not going to be on Facebook. They're not going to be on YouTube. They're not going to be anywhere else. Just going to be in there. And over the course of the 11 sessions, we'll start releasing a little bit of an inkling as to what those bonuses are going to be for you. So you have to stay with us to work out what they are. And then you can grab them once we've done the last session. That's when they will become live for you. So what are the sessions? What are we going to be covering during this workshop? So the first thing to remember, and we're really, because we've got such a worldwide audience here at Zenler, it's really important that we make sure you know when we're doing stuff, right? We tend to work in GMT. It's a UK-based business, Zenler. So we tend to put everything in GMT and then convert it over, or get you to convert it over. So we use this little clock here. This will tell you all of our sessions run at 1 p.m. GMT, and it will tell you in your time what that is. Look, I'm in England, so it says 1 p.m. GMT. Your one, if you're in a different country, will say something different. The same as if you go into the Facebook events, we put it in at our time. When you go in there, it will show it to you in your time. So there's absolutely no confusion as to when we're going to be going live during the course of this workshop. Now, what are we covering? So today we've got the dashboards and menus. I'm going to run through with you on that because it is a really important part of the platform. I remember when I first joined, and I'm really good at these types of platforms, I sort of took me a while to get my head round. Well, there's a menu here and a menu here and a menu here, and I'm a clicker. So I clicked around stuff and I lost myself in it. So I'm going to explain how that works, why it's important, and what you can find where. On the 27th, we've got the page builder with David. He's going to take the lead on that. He's going to show you the core parts of using the page builder. I've seen the agenda for that one. It's really, really interesting. It will not overwhelm you whatsoever. And it will just give you another level of understanding of how the page builder works. It's really fundamental to making sure that your pages and your content is correctly presented, and how you want it to look, it will look. So that's going to be a really good one. Then we're back with me on the 28th, where we're going to look at one of my favorite things, which is the blogging area in Zenler. It's obviously a pro premium feature, but if you're on the free plan, you get to see an insight into what that means and what it looks like. And we're going to look at pages, which follows on from the page builder. So that's going to be quite a nice one. Then we head into a big part of Zenler, the live area of Zenler. As a paid for member of Zenler, you get to use our Zoom. So you don't need your own Zoom account. You can use our one that's integrated in the system. And there's multiple ways of going live using the Zenler platform. And Mehmet is going to cover that with us in live number 4. Live number 5, you're back with me again. So we're going to look at courses. And this is in live 5 and 6. We've split it into 2. Zenler at its heart is a learning management system. It's what it started out as, even though it's evolved into much more than just a place to hold and sell your courses. It does a lot more than that now. It's still a big part of this platform. It's why a lot of people come to us, because they don't only just want to build courses, but they want to market, sell, promote, build lists, all of this stuff. So we've split that down into 2, which is going to be going through the potential of the course area as to what can you create in there. And then we're going to look at the elements within a course. What can you put into a course? Not just the ones that are available, but some other ideas as to how you can incorporate parts that are not included within the platform. Then we're going to move on to number 7, marketing funnels, back with David for live number 7 on the 11th of March. As I said, Zenler is not just a course platform anymore. Marketing funnels, they're fundamental to you nurturing and building those relationships to be able to make an appropriate offer or position yourself as an expert when people want to buy from you. So we're going to look at how Zenler allows you to create marketing funnels that will convert for your business. So that's going to be live number 7. Live number 8, a newly unleashed community area. It's going great guns. There's a lot of talk about it at the moment, and rightly so, because it's a really, really nice looking place. But more than a nice looking place, it's actually got some huge benefits for you as a course creator. We know communities are where the relationships are built. The relationships equals people coming into your sphere and buying more stuff from you, right? That's not a new concept, but doing it in a decent environment will really help you. And the community area with Zenler, which has just been revamped, it's the start of the new look. There's new things coming in almost on a monthly basis at the moment into communities, is going to really help you out. So we've got Rakesh coming in and talking to us about the community area in live number 8. Live 9, we're back with Manmeet, and she's going to talk about emails. So Zenler as a platform, we can send emails out. We can send them out in courses, funnels. We can just send out broadcast emails, right? There's lots of ways we can email out from this platform for different reasons. Manmeet is going to cover that in live number 9. And I'm really looking forward to that, because for me, email is still a really personal way to be able to communicate with people that have opted in or bought from you. So you can then carry on that relationship and carry on communicating with people as you need to do so. Then back to live number 10, back with me, where I'm going to go through the multiple ways that we support you as a Zenler user. Now, what that means is we have multiple different ways and different levels for getting involved with different things to get the help you're looking for. And ultimately, that's what it is. Where do you find that help, the right help from the right place? And I'll be covering that in live number 10. And in live number 11, to wrap the whole thing up quite nicely, we're going to do a little recap on the 10 live sessions, and then we've got the whole team there for a Q&A session, and you can then come in and ask whatever it is that you want about the Zenler platform. You can ask, the boss will be there, Rakesh will be there, David will be there, I'll be there, Manmeet will be there. So just come in and ask away. It could be you want to know where to find something. You could be you've got a specific scenario you want some help with. It could be suggestions, or, you know, is this coming up? That type of question. Whatever it is, the only question we won't answer is technical questions, as in, I've clicked this button and it doesn't work. Can you sort it out for me? Because we're not going to be able to answer that on a live Q&A session. Remember, all our workshops come from the educational team. And although Rakesh will be there, we can only answer stuff regarding the usage of the platform as it currently is. Well, so that's what we're covering in these sessions. So let's see if we've got any questions. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment, see if there's people in and talking and chatting with me. It'll be
Got lots of people in there, Kevin.
Oh, there is. Awesome.
There's loads of people. We've got Tracy. We've got a list in there in the chat of all the people. Geraldine, our anchor. We've got Scott. About 46 people viewing. So very active, very happy and excited as well, Kevin.
Excellent. I love it. Right. So that's really good. Remember to keep the chat going. If there's something that I see that you feel you want to dive into a little bit deeper, then let me know. We are going to come on to a Q&A bit. This part will probably take about 15 minutes. I'm not going to overly expand out upon it, because we need to cover what we need to cover, but what I don't want to do is sit there and make you all fall asleep, because that will not be fair. But what we will do is cover the importance of the basics of Zenler, and when we go into the platform, what does it mean, why does it mean it, and where can we find what we want to find? And I think for me, that's, if we can't navigate around a platform, then we've got a bit of a problem. And that's a lot of going to be what I'm talking about here right now. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get straight into this training. And remember, give me a thumbs up if you like what you're hearing so far. If you're excited for the other 10 days that we've got coming up, let me know. But let's get into this. So this is my test site, my education site. Let me move. I'm actually going to turn my camera off. You don't need to look at me. I don't need to look at me. Okay, here we go. So this is what happens when you log into your platform. You get your dashboard. Now, your dashboard for me, it's like a head of operations. It's your war room. It's your master plan of what's going on with Zenler and what you are achieving or not achieving within the platform. Stats are great. We like to know what's happening. And one of the things that I love about this is that we can look at the financials that come in through it, because one of the reasons people come in to Zenler is they want to sell stuff, right? Zenler, although there is a free plan on Zenler, there are also paid plans as well. And therefore, if you invest in your business, even if you invest time in the free plan to experiment, trial it out before you take that next step, we need to be making sure we understand what's happening within our own system. And the dashboard gives us that information. Now, obviously, this is a test site. This doesn't have paid for courses in it. It doesn't have anybody that's bought or subscribed to anything. It's almost like a blank canvas, because it wouldn't be right or fair for me to show you a live site, because it would have data in there that I'm not privy to be able to share with you. But you can get the understanding of what happens here when we look here. So the first tab we come across, so our main menu is along the top here. Okay, we've got our brand new logo here. We can switch between the old and the new style if you wish. Why you'd want to switch, I don't know, because it's absolutely beautiful looking at the new one. And this is our main navigation. So our main navigation, just like on a website, will take us to the areas we need to do what we need to do. So our dashboard is where we start off. This gives us all of our financials at the top here, which is useful information, right? If you're in the middle of a launch, you're selling stuff, you've put a funnel out maybe, or something like that, that goes into a sales, this is where we're going to start looking at this. And this can be quite inspirational if we look at this and we go, you know what, we've done this today, that today, this is how it's gone over the last week, this is how we're doing this month. This is a really nice snapshot. You would pay accountants to get this information, to keep you motivated throughout the course of your month. As we go down, it starts to give us a little bit more information. So these are unique visits that have come to your site. So that's nice to know if we're promoting what we're doing, that people are actually starting to see you exist. These are leads, and I'm hovering over so you can just read that whilst I'm just talking through it. So they're quite nice, these little question marks. They give you a bit of information about it if you're not sure what it means. It's throughout the site as well. So these are people that have come in as a lead. They've not necessarily bought something from you. They've maybe opted into a funnel or come in via a form, something like that. But they've not committed into being a paid member of your site right now. We've got site signups. So these again might not necessarily be people that have bought a course from you. They're just, if you've got your public sign up available on your site, they may well have come in via that. And that shows you how many people have expressed an interest in at least committing to signing up for your site. And then one of our important ones, our course enrollments. So this will tell you the number of students that have enrolled into your courses over this period of time. Now, we can change the period of time, so we can look through custom dates. We can go for last month, this year, last year, all time. You know, so if you're curious, you've had your account for a while, you know, just click on there all time, and it will show you what you've earned throughout the whole time that you've been having a Zenler account. So this is really interesting. We've also got recent orders. So this is paid for stuff. So people that have gone on and bought your course. And then we have our live stream. And our live stream will show you what people are doing. They've opened this, they've enrolled in that, they've marked this as complete, they've done this, they've done that. So it's sort of like a snapshot of what's going on right now. Now, if you've got a busy site, you'll probably miss stuff there. So it's handy to know that if you're doing one-to-one stuff, maybe, and you've asked somebody to go off and do this or enroll in that or go and read that thing that you've put into a course and then mark it as completed, it will show up there. So that can be quite handy in that respect, but otherwise it can get quite busy over there. But overall, this gives us a really good idea of how we're doing as a business using the Zenler platform. So hopefully I'm not going too quick for you all and this is making sense. So if it's making sense, let me know. Yes, Kev, you're talking sense would be awesome. You can say that. I'm just having a quick slurp. Okay. I'm not seeing if you've said, yes, this is awesome. I'm just going to move on and I'll come back and I'll thank you all later. Okay. So that's our main dashboard. Now along the top here, and this bit is, I find quite exciting, this part. So this is where we can shortcut through to our reports. So if we want more information than what we're seeing here, so this is our sort of our cumulative snapshot of what's happened with our Zenler business, we can click onto our reports. And that will then take us down to different types of reports that we can go off and we can create sales reports, cart abandonment reports, churned user report. I mean, there's just lots of it there. So if you're a real data nut and you love looking at what's been going on and you're looking at the data, then the report area there is really helpful for you to know about and to find. Lots of people ask for, can I get a report on this? Can I get a report on that? Where do I find it? Well, it's actually front and center right up here. So I'm not going to go into all of the reports. That's not what this one's about. So, but that's where you find it. The preview is the preview of your homepage. So that probably you wouldn't use it very much. This is our notification. So if you've been notified about certain things, maybe someone's commented in a community or whatever's gone on there, that's where you're going to find that. And you can activate settings for notifications deeper into the site, but we're not going to go into that right now either. And then, of course, we have our account and our settings. So we can go in there and adjust anything we need. Now, if you are on the Pro or Premium plan, when you click on here, it will also list down your other sites. So you can literally just click over into your other sites. So that's quite cool, right? At this point, I'm like, this is good. I'm finding my information and this is helpful. I would suggest that when most people come in here, if you're running active courses, memberships, anything that you're doing paid, it's quite normal for you to sort of just brush past this part because you're so used to seeing it, rather than stopping for a minute or two and maybe going, right, once a week, I'm going to come in here and I'm actively going to look through my dashboard and look at what's been achieved, look at what's going on, seeing if I'm making my sales objectives, seeing if I'm getting enough people into my funnels. Because if you start adding these up and looking at these, you're getting the right amount of visitors, your site sign up, your leads are coming in and they're going up over the course of the last week, and your sales are up, then all is good. If you start looking and you're getting loads of visitors, your leads are going down and your sales are going down, then this gives you the data to say, I need to go and look at something. So don't ignore this part. It's actually really important. I'm not going to come on to the partner bit with Zenler. We know what being a partner with Zenler entails, and we'll cover that in another session. So that's the dashboard. The next part is where we come over to courses. Now, I remember when I first looked at this, I suddenly started thinking, what's going on? I've suddenly got all these other menus popping up, and this started to freak me out a little bit. Remember, this is our main navigation. This is which is going to take us into either our course area, our funnel area, etc., etc. So we go on to courses. Now, as we come down into courses, we still have things like our reports. We can still access our reports here. Our main menu is still available. It's still there for us to be able to navigate around. But what happens is, rather than a generic dashboard, which we've got here, so this is just covers loads of stuff, we can go, right, courses. This becomes our course dashboard. So we get to see here how many visitors have we had, how many enrollments have we had, conversion rate there as well. So visitors to enrollments equals percentage of conversion rate, and how many sales have we made. And again, it defaults to this month, but we can change it to what we want it to be. So again, more data for you to understand within your courses what's going well, what's not going so well, and we can start to adjust. Now, of course, we are in the area where the courses are housed. So as expected, we will find all of our courses in here. That's quite normal. And I haven't got many in here. So you'll see there's only 6. Most of them are blank for demonstration purposes. And then we get the other part of the courses. So this is where we create our new course, but then we get all these other elements on the left-hand side. So we've got like what I would describe as a sub-menu, right? So it's a sub-menu of courses. So courses and then our sub-menu down the left-hand side. So at the moment we're on all courses. We can then start to navigate our way down to understand what it is that we're looking for when we move into our course area. So if we're looking to create a bundle of courses, we've created 2 or 3 maybe courses in here, and they're all sitting there quite nice and pretty. And we sit there and think, you know what, actually, rather than getting people to sign up to this one and then that one and then that one and then that one, I want to create a bundle. Maybe it could be some form of membership. The bundles tab is where we need to head next, and that will show us exactly how and guide us through the process of how we can make a bundle of courses together that will help us. We then move down into categories, and categories help us to organize our courses. So we can do this on a sales page. We can do it using custom dynamic blocks to be able to display our courses using the category area. We've then got assignments. Maybe I should click into these. Should we click into these and have a look? So bundles. So I've got no bundles yet. But if I had bundles there, a bit like the all courses, it would show them just like this. We go into categories. I have one there and it's associated with one course. Then we go into assignments. So if you've got people that you've got a course and you've got an assignment for people, again, we get this really good information presented to us. So, you know, how many assignments, how many have been assigned, how many submitted, how many are pending review, how many have been approved, and how many have been objected. And this is based on all submissions. So I've got one here. So again, more information, more detail. Of course, when we create the assignments, we create them in the course area. We don't create it here, but this gives us the information that we're looking for. We can move down into coupons. So that jump links us over to site and then coupons. We've got no coupons created here, but they would be listed down here if they were. We then move into instructors and students. So we can click on those. It will filter for us who our instructors are and who our students are. We can look at reviews that we've got. So this, I've got no reviews on these courses, but they would be listed down here. And this is where you can go off and you can make them public, you can accept them, you know, all of those types of things. So if you had the course review block on your Zenler site and you wanted to display them, you'd ask for reviews, then this is where you would be able to see them come in and be able to say, yeah, I want that one presented, or no, I don't want that one presented. We then have our certificates. So if you're doing a course and you want to add a certificate into it, this is where we can add a certificate design. We've got a very comprehensive tutorial on YouTube on how to create these. They're not particularly difficult to do, but it is a process to go through. So if that's something, if you're not happy with the ones that are provided for you, which you can just pick when you set your course up. So when you go in to set your course up, yeah, I want to issue a certificate. It's going to be classic gold, whatever it's going to be. Maybe you want to do a different one. This is where you can add those in here. We then have our video library. That's accessible via the course area. And this will show you all of the videos that we've got. We can go in and we can edit these. We can share them. We can do whatever we want with it. But it's a really important thing to remember that when we do this, we need to try and remember, unlike what I've done here with these numbers here, because I was rushing this, that we label them properly, because then that will help us to be able to find them if we want to add them into other courses. But we can find them here. There's other ways of finding videos, by the way, but this could be a faster way for you to find them. And then back down here, we're back to reports again, and we've got reports up here. Now, as we move over our main menu, which is up here, we click on marketing funnels. Well, guess what? We get a similar type of look. So you can see the theme that's now starting to run through here. So we see how many people have visited our funnels, our live funnels. We can see how many leads we've generated. These are people that have opted in, and then how many visitor conversion, what our percentage rate is. So visitors versus leads. And you'll see I've got a test funnel here, no leads because it's not public and I've not shared it. But this is where our funnels live. If we want to click onto our leads for our funnels, we'll click on here and it will take us over to a list of members, or a list of leads, I should say, that have come into our system, that have signed up with all of their details, and we can then do what we need to do with them over there. So we've done dashboard, courses, marketing funnels, email broadcasts. Again, we're back to data. So when we come here, the first thing we see is our data for the month. How many emails have been delivered? How many have been opened? How many links have been clicked? How many unsubscribes have we had? How many bounces have we had? What's our percentage of open rate? All really interesting information for us to be able to analyze and understand more about what's going well, what's not going so well. So we had it in the dashboard. We looked at it, had the overall view, but this gives us more detail. And without going into the reports and generating reports, we can just click on these to find out that information. Down here, it will list down all of the emails we've ever sent. We're going to cover that with Manmeet in a different session as to how that works. On our left-hand menu, our sub-menu, because it's relevant to emails, we can go and see our email lists. It's sort of evolved these days where we suggest you sort of have fewer lists and use more tags, because the tags, when they come into a form or they come in via a funnel or they join a course or whatever, it's easier to be able to filter then the people in the right way. So you're sending the right emails to the right people. So it will come up with a list there, but as people get more and more comfortable with tagging, the email listing here will be less and the tags will be more. And then we have all contacts, which will literally just bring up the list of every single person that you've got within your system. So that's quite straightforward too. Then we've got our community tab. So if you've got a community, I don't have one in here. You'll see all of the information. It will list down your communities there. It will show you whether they're live or not live, and it will take you through that process. And I'm going to leave that one there for now, because if you have access to communities, we've done a huge amount of training on that recently, and it's going to show you exactly what you need. Then come over to site. The site settings is one of my favorite ones. I really like this because then we start getting into menus, and submenus of submenus. Okay. We've covered quite a lot of this in office hours recently. So when you come into the site, this is all of the stuff that's to do really with the site setup more than using of the site. So whereas we've got courses, funnels and emails, that's using the site, that's creating stuff. Going into the site tab here is about setting up everything you need to make your site good. So it will go through the site settings. So this is your custom domain, your GDPR settings. You want to put an invoice on or not? Somebody mentioned that in the group earlier. You know, your global includes, that's your Facebook pixels, all of your Google Analytics stuff, all of that goes in there. So I've always said the same thing regarding coming into the site tab, which is go to site, go to start at the top, and then work your way along the tabs along the top. And that will take you through how you can action all of these parts when you need to. When you go into branding, this looks slightly different. So rather than having all the tabs along the top, this comes down to a list. So you just go down and you work your way down through it. It covers all your colors, goes through the course player, it goes through the color of the blog that you want, it goes through your fonts and your logo and also your favicon, so your little icon at the top when you open it up in a new tab. Then we have our homepage tab. So this is our logged in, logged out homepage. You should be quite familiar with that. We have the ability with Zenler to show one type of homepage for people that don't or aren't logged into your site, and then a different homepage for people that are logged in. And they're really important to understand the difference between that and how that operates. Where do you find these pages? How can you edit them? And how can you go through it? Well, if you go into pages here, which is the next on the sub menu, it lists down all of your pages here. And you can see at the moment, the home page of this one is homepage. But I could have it as, so that will be homepage. I could have it as all courses as my logged in page. And when they log in, that's where it will take them to. Then we've got our blog. So this will show you your blog post once this has been set up. It goes through your different settings for you. But every time you add a blog post, a bit like the course area where you have your courses all lined up nicely, same way works within the blog, and this is where you find it. We then have language. Language goes through all of the general things that you would correspond with the language of the site that you use. And I bet most people don't actually go through this. I think most people just leave it as it is until something irritates them to the point where they want to go and change it. But, you know, things like second to second, minutes, you're not going to change things like that. You could have different things for webinar registration is now closed. You might not want to call it a webinar. You might want to call it training registration is now closed. So you can go in and change the language of what these mean and how they're displayed to people coming into your system. So it's not generically all the same as everybody else's. You make it uniquely yours and use the language that you want to use, right? So happening now, you might not want to use happening there. You might have a different phrase for that. You've booked a spot. Okay. Is that a spot to sit on? Or, you know, you've booked a place on air training. You've secured your place, maybe something like that. So the language is really important, and you can go through all of that. There's loads of it to go through on that part. I'm not going to go through all of it because you'll be here forever and a day. Let's just shut that one down. But you'll see. We've then got things like custom text, we've got messages, we've got the course plan, we've got the checkout, funnels, email preferences, system emails, and pricing. And the second one on here, I would say under language that you really need to pay attention to is system emails, just to make sure you've got those right. We've always said to go in and edit them. This is where you find them. We've then got coupons. So if you've got coupons created, remember in courses, it links us over to coupons. You can create your coupons and view them here. You've then got tax here. So if you want to set your tax settings there, that's all available here. Integrations. So these are direct integrations that you can set up. These are really good. So you can activate ActiveCampaign, MoveSend, Mailer Plus, Google Calendar, Facebook Pixel, bring your own Zoom, bring your own SMTP, really an important one. Zenler API, Zenler Zoom, Zenler, and Stripe, PayPal, Razorpay, they're all in there. So that's where you connect all of your direct integrations there. We then got our media library, which we saw the video library before. We didn't see the media library. So we can come in here and look at all of our media. We've then got all of our people. So these break it down so we can either look at all. So it's a bit like in the other area where we looked at all of the people in our system, that would be them, but we can break it down by role as well here. We then have our affiliate program. So this will tell you if you've got your affiliate program set up and then just going through. So we've got a submenu of a submenu of a submenu in here to go through our affiliate program settings. We then have our mobile app settings. How do we want that to look? So this is really great, and we can do push notifications in here as well. So if you've not yet played around with that and you've got lots of people joining via using the Zenler app, then these are really cool. You can send them notifications directly into their devices if they've got the app installed. And then we've got the developers API key. I'm not going to go into that, and I'm not going to go into the partner area. So that covers dashboard, courses, marketing funnels, email broadcasts, and communities and site. And then we have our live area. Now our live area looks different. So with all of these ones, we've got, we've got our funnel and we've got our how many visitors, leads, etc., etc. The live area looks different, and it looks different for a reason. So here, what we like to do is we like to show you in a snapshot of a month. You can break it down to a week or a day or however you want it to be. All of the lives that you have scheduled in here. Now we've got none scheduled, so we can have our one-to-one bookings, our live class, our live webinars, our interactive webinars, and our live streams. We've got no live sessions currently available. If we did, they'd be down here, but they'd also be here. So you can have a quick glance at this and you'll see the different colors will pertain to the different links that you have here. So if you've got a green one, that's going to be a live stream. If you've got a pink one, it's going to be a one-to-one booking. So if you're sitting there looking at your diary thinking, I need to add in some more one-to-one booking space, you can quickly see what days you potentially have available or what days you're running 2 or 3 one-to-ones and you want to add another couple in. Now we're going to go through the live area with Manmeet. So we're not going to go through that right now, but this is where you find it. And just similarly to a lot of the other places that we've got on our main menu, you go down and it will take you through all of the live class, no live classes created yet. Live webinars, no live webinars created yet. But there is one in there, sorry. But you'll see they look very similar to how the course area looks. So there's a consistency behind the way that Zenler is presented to you using the dashboard, using the menus, and the way that each area is presented. So it should, after a few weeks, if you're coming in here regularly, start to become very familiar. And I think that's the core behind how this will work for you being a new Zenler user. So remember that the keys, your dashboard it's your war room, it's your main hub, it's your steering wheel of your Zenler business. That gives you the overview of what's happening right now and has happened on your Zenler site. And remember, this is per site. So if you switch over to one of your other ones, it will be in a different place. So how that will be on your site. And then as we go through each of these areas, it breaks that down a bit further and it will take it down. So we've got more stats. We go to our marketing funnels. We've got more stats that we don't get here, right? This is just our overview. And if you really, really want detailed information, you go up the top here to reports and you pull off a report. And that will give you the most detailed information that the system can provide for you. So hopefully that's given you a good insight, an introduction into the Zenler platform. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. I'm going to ask David to put the link in for you to jump in live with us if you wish. So where am I? Where have I gone? Oh, here I am. Oh, I'm back. There we go. So if you've got questions on any of that, if anything looks a little confusing to you or you're not quite sure, because I went through that reasonably quickly because I want you to understand how important it is to know how to navigate around. And there's a couple of odd little jumps around in there, with the coupon where it jumps into the other part of the system, but that's the way that it is. But the majority of it makes sense. It's a logical order to work through. So if you come in and you've assessed your dashboard, you've done your weekly assessment, and you want to work on your courses, you click on your courses, and the first thing you should do is look at monitoring those stats, understand what's going on there. And then everything you need is in that left-hand submenu. I call it a submenu. You might want to call it a side menu, whatever. And you'll find stuff there, and that will be helpful for you. So you don't end up hopping around all over the place like a lunatic. which is what I did in my first few weeks. Um, so hopefully that's helped you a little bit just to get around a little bit easier. I'm going to grab a drink now because my throat is killing me. But we're here. If you've got things you want to ask or questions, feel free to do so.
Yeah, we got loads of people in the Facebook. There's loads of questions going in and stuff like that.
Is it?
Hi, Nicola, you got a question for us, haven't you? Have you?
I don't know if Nicola can hear us.
Can you?
Oh,
Oh, you're on mute. You need to unmute.
Oh, sorry. Hang on, darling.
oh, there you
You're
go. You're
back.
back.
Am I a lot? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Mm.
Yes, but there's a delay.
I can hear you.
What I suggest is come out of Facebook, Nicola. Just keep the Zoom window open. That way you'll be real time because there is a lag delay in Facebook. Suggest is come out of Facebook, Nicola. Just keep
Thanks.
that way time because there is a lag delay in Facebook.
Ah, that's
There you
better.
go. Yeah.
I'm hearing double David.
It's like a 10-second delay. It's quite a lot, so we
Yeah,
have to think
I,
about that.
I was wondering why I was still hearing the lecture going on. Oh, God, I just, yeah, Facebook, I
Double
hate
David.
it. I can't remember I mean, there's so much information here. It's excellent. Yeah?
Yeah, we're here. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it's very good. I'll have to go and have a lie down now. But it's interesting to see how much more there is to use. And I'm really looking forward to all the other courses. I mean, you asked some of my questions. I want my images split and my video split. And then you said about the filter. There's so much new stuff coming on. It's just wonderful, but it's keeping up with it all.
It is. And I think, one of the things that I'm really, really aware of is not to overwhelm people with the tech of Zenler because people come in primarily because they've got some information they want to sell, right? That's the number
Yeah.
one reason people come to Zenler because it's learning management. You want to sell that information, get people in, help people, right? A lot of people that come in are not tech wizards, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's just not their world, right?
Mm.
So they want to use a platform that feels like they feel they're capable of using. So
Yeah.
our goal always, or my goal certainly, has always been within Zenler as an educator, is to break that down so it's really easy to understand.
Yes.
Which is why I find process is easy. So that's why I said with those menus, go across one by one by one by one, and then go down the side one by one. Because otherwise, you end up clicking all over the place, and then you lose yourself. It's really easy
Yeah.
to do.
You're quite
Um,
right. And I found I enrolled in the Finding Your Way round Zenler, which is very good. I would
yeah,
recommend that to anybody in your tutorial. It's excellent because you can highlight the question that you've got and it takes you right to that subject. So I find that very, very good. Thank you.
good, good.
It's excellent because you can highlight the question that you've got and it takes that that
Got
subject.
double Nicola there. What's going on today?
Excellent, because you can highlight the
Oh,
question.
we've got triple Nicola. There's
You can
gremlins in
have
your
too much of a
computer.
good thing.
Honestly, you've got gremlins in your computer, I think. Did you give them water at midnight?
No,
I might have done.
no,
It's a
it's not
new
actually Nicola.
computer.
It's
You
not
can have
Nicola.
too
It's
much
other
of a good
people have got their
thing.
mics on and it's feeding through. So I'm
Oh, is
rapidly
it?
trying to mute them all because they're coming in, turning the mics on, not saying anything, but it's feeding back. So
Ah,
something to bear in mind.
fair enough. Cool. But no, I appreciate your feedback, Nicola. And over the next 10 sessions, we're going to dive into each one of those areas quite a bit deeper, but not to the point where it overwhelms people. Right?
Into each
It's
of those
it's
areas
it's going to be quite
point
I
where it
would say
overwhelms.
I wouldn't quite say entry level, but giving people the foundational understanding of what that bit does. And I think that's important because I think sometimes we look at something and go, oh, that looks really easy, and you miss a few steps sometimes. And then the amount of times we get people to go, oh, I've done my course and nobody can see it because they've missed the step of publishing. And it's a really easy step to do, but it's
Yeah,
one of the most common things that people miss because
yeah,
they don't either see where we take it for granted. We know where that button is, but not everybody does. Do, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
one of the
because
most
you
common
know
things
so
that
much
people
about it
miss.
all.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun over the next 10 sessions, and we're gonna. I've done it from the point of view, and I've asked the team to do it from the point of view of we're starting from the beginning because we can then pick bits up, and
Thank
I think
you.
that's important. So yeah, no, cool. Oh, sorry, Jackie, I see you got your hand up.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for doing this. This is
Oh,
this
you're
is
welcome.
amazing. I appreciate that. I do have a question regarding podcasts. How to integrate a podcast. Right now, I actually have it in there, but it was done so long ago, I forgot how to do it again. How to put a podcast. Is there going to be an easier way of putting podcasts on the on your Zenler?
Okay, I'm going to pause that question for now because I'm not going to take the whole workshop off track because we can end up down all sorts of rabbit holes of different things with what we talk about with Zenler. So that's more of a content question rather than talking about menus and dashboards today. So if it's a burning question for you, what I would suggest is jump on with Mamie on the live support desk on Thursday, and she'll show you how to do that.
Okay, so it is a possibility to.
Lots
Okay.
of things are possible. It just depends on what your setup is.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, good. Thank you.
no problem. Have we got any more questions? Has anyone else come in? Comments,
We've got
observations?
lots of people are asking sort of questions, general questions, because you've gone over it all, Kevin. It's
Yep.
kind of like open house for general questions about everything to do with the platform, rather than just looking around at the parts that are available to you. So, guys,
Yep.
you've got to remember that we have these series of 10 more workshops specializing in each of the areas. I'll be covering marketing funnels. So I'll be showing you all those things. You can ask any question you like on the marketing funnels. We've got courses coming up where if you want to know about things like audio podcasts, like how to drip content, again, that can be your area. But Kevin's going over the whole global thing and being hit by a ton of questions about everything.
I love the questions. I mean, it's great,
Of
but you know
course.
what? We need to keep it on point because otherwise, as an instructor, for me, it would be my failing if we went completely off the rails. We've set it out for our 11 sessions. You got David in 2 days' time that's going to be talking about the page builder. I defy anybody not to have a question about the page builder, right? Because everybody has questions about it. So on Thursday, when we do that one, get your questions ready for anything to do with a page builder. We will obviously have a time cut off point where we can't go over because we can sit there all day talking about page builder questions, right? But if you get them prepared and get in the Zoom quick when we put the thing in there, first hands up, get the questions right. And that's how we're going to do it. So, and if there's other questions that we don't get a chance to answer on a particular session, put them into the Facebook feed, type them in there, and we will either direct you to the answer, get it covered on the Thursday session with Mammy, or we'll do a video on it. I promise you. Okay, so we won't leave questions unanswered, but as I'm sure you can all appreciate, we've only got a certain amount of time we can do a live for, right? So, but we will do that. So the agenda's there. Sign up for it so you know what days, if you've got something in particular you want to ask, right? The live sessions are of one of the most popular ones where people have questions. What's the difference between this? How do I set this and this up? Get them ready for when my mate does that session. And then when we've gone through it, we can answer. She might even answer it on the session, right? But if she doesn't, we can answer it afterwards if we've got time for that.
Yeah, can I cut in here? Also, guys, if you can watch the page builder one that's happening on Thursday on the 27th, please try and make it. And I'll say why, because Page Builder is fundamental. It's like integrated into everything in the site. So understanding how to design your blocks out, how to take blocks, how to save blocks, how to use the blocks so that they show on different devices is really important. It's a big question. People say, it doesn't show on my mobile. You know, it looks lovely on my desktop, doesn't show on my mobile. Like, oh, I want to do this. Why isn't that in the right place on there? And all these sort of questions. This is like key. This is how your site looks, and it's how people are going to see things and how the branding comes across as well. So if you haven't got some little things ticked or checked, it can make a big difference. So when you come in there and you start to see me working and you can ask the questions, then suddenly the speed of how you're doing things increases dramatically. You know, so you'll be like maybe spending 4 hours putting a block together. It doesn't look right, doesn't. And after the lesson, it can be reduced to an hour. You know, this is the significance that it makes when you understand how to build the pages, which run through all of Zenler. So understanding me showing it on a page, it works for courses, it works for lives, it works for funnels. You know, so you get that advantage of learning once, but being able to use that across the whole platform. So please try and make that, all of them, try and make all of them. But I'm saying, because it's one that I'm running, come in there.
Yeah, and I have said to David, we need to keep this, entry level. So how are the blocks built on each other? All the elements added in, what do the different color boxes mean when you highlight them and stuff like that? Because not everybody, again, people miss those crucial parts. And then they go, well, how do I find that? Why did you make that look so easy? Because sometimes it's just a slight movement on a screen to make sure you've highlighted the right box to edit that element makes the difference. And we can be a bit impatient sometimes, right? But if you don't understand how it works, how can you use something you don't understand how it works? Right? They don't give you a car and go, there you go, drive up to Scotland in it. They make you go through a series of steps to understand how you drive a car, right? And it's the same with a page builder. You've got to understand from the minute of opening the door, i.e. opening the page builder, well, what's the first bit that you face? Well, the first bit that you face is adding in the elements and the blocks and all of that. And then you get into the prettiness of making images fit and all of that stuff, right? But if you don't understand the first bit, you're never going to get to the second bit. Nicola's gone. She's jumped off. That's fine. Okay. Has anyone got any more questions, or should we call it a day for today? Nicola, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a question.
Oh,
I
go on.
just, well, yeah, and this is pertinent to what you've been talking about. I've just been dabbling around on my dashboard, and you said we now have a media library.
Yeah.
I've still got video library.
Okay.
Go to
So
site, and then on the
Pardon?
left, media. Go to the site tab, and then on the left hand side, scroll down. You'll see media library.
that's it. And that does
Going to
everything.
site.
Yeah. So
Oh God. Do you know, well, I was back on the dashboard. Okay, I've got it. Yeah. All right, ignore me.
And
that's
Nicola, by the
okay.
way, you can also
Yes,
filter on videos. If you look at the top, there's a filter. You can filter by
yes,
PDFs, you can filter by
yeah.
images or videos.
Yeah, I realise that. I mean, it's a lot for an old, or yeah. Well, great. Thank you very much for that, David. Bye. Bye.
Cool. Okay. Right. Let's start wrapping up then. I think we're done for the day. Thank you all for coming on to workshop number one. We've got one under our belt now, 10 to go. Thursday, 1 p.m. GMT will be the next one. The event is in Facebook. If you have signed up via the funnel, so if you've not yet done that yet, go back to the Facebook Live, The link's there. Go and sign up there, and you will get emailed everything as well. This is not us spamming you, and we've only set up one email per live just to let you know this is when it's going on. Here's the link. That's all you're going to get. But remember that those of you that do sign up for the funnel means, one, you can come direct into Zoom. You haven't got to go to Facebook. You can come straight here. We're going to add that link in for the next one. And also we're putting together a little bonus pack of stuff that you'll get on, let's say after session 11, we'll release it within a day or two of that being done. And that won't be available anywhere else. We're just going to put together that, and that you can get that there. So I think that's it from me. Thank you all very much. We'll catch you on Thursday when we look at a page builder with David. Looking forward to it. Thanks, everyone. See you later.